Yes.
Welcome to the Webster Conservation Commission. Today is the 31st of March, and it's 6:05. We're going to start off with a public meeting, request for determination for 13 Bates Point Road, Christopher and Kim Grantano. Welcome, folks. If you guys want to come up here, while these guys are having a seat. Welcome. Okay, we're going to start with Commissioner Taco reading the public meeting notice, please.
In accordance with Mass General Law, Chapter 131, Section 40, as amended, the Wetlands Protection Act, a public meeting will be held on a request for determination of applicability filed by Chris Granato to determine whether the expansion of the patio and the installation of retaining wall at 13 Bates Point Road in Webster, Mass. Assessor ID 50_A_72_6 is subject to the Wetlands Protection Act and local wetland bylaw. The public meeting will be held in the Board of Selectmen meeting room, second floor, Webster Town Hall, 350 Main Street, Webster, Mass. on Monday, March 31st, 2025 at 6 p.m. Any person interested in this application or wishing to be heard should appear at the time and place designated.
No, it didn't. Thank you, Commissioner Taco. Okay, Joey, you want to give us an update on this?
Okay, all right. So this is for an expansion of a patio, installation of a retaining wall. This is not a retaining wall that is at the water. This is completely out of the floodplain. It's a landscaping retaining wall. I will show you some photographs. You folks may remember the Granatos property from about a year ago. They did an addition and they did, they currently have a patio that we approved, but this is their backyard. This is a side view, obviously. You can see where the floodplain actually meets the main area of the yard. What they're looking to do is put in a landscaping 4-foot high retaining wall, about 48 feet long, just to kind of curl around here and level out their backyard. So this is a shot from the other side. Their lot is quite level. This is water. You can see the defined edge floodplain there. And this shot is from when they were doing their addition and patio. And those are the photographs. So let me pull up plan, walk you through the plan. All right, so here is their plan. As I mentioned, they are out of the floodplain.
Could you explain
There-
that? Because I'm not seeing that from that drawing.
I'm sorry,
I'm not seeing that from that drawing, that they're out of the floodplain,
seeing what?
that they're out of the floodplain.
Okay, I'm going to show you a map in a moment that's going to show that they're out of the floodplain.
Because I can't tell.
So on this drawing, you see the house, 48 feet in length, 4 feet in height, 1 foot wide. Here's their patio. They're adding 3 feet out and 3 feet, 3 feet towards the water, 3 feet towards their left neighbor. This is approximately where their flood elevation is. The water is on here. They have their siltation fence on here. I will make a comment that I think the siltation fence should get tucked up right along where that flood elevation line is in their backyard. So let me show you. So here's Mass Mapper. And you can see that just out, if we do the math, just at the edge of the floodplain is about 20 feet, which is exactly where they're looking to put their retaining wall. I did have a conversation with them about having the retaining wall just a little bit towards the house so that they are certain that they're out of the floodplain.
So it's going to move back a little bit? The wall's going to move back?
I'm sorry?
You just said, is the wall moving back?
The wall's going to move toward, is going to be on this side of that floodplain edge.
If you look at the pictures, and it had, where the contractor built the house, they put the fill in, and you can see in the photograph.
Yeah,
So we're actually gonna be not at the edge of that, we're actually gonna pull it in, so when we put the wall,
Yeah.
it's gonna take some of that fill and put it closer to the house, because we're just trying to even up top.
that I agree too, because it's so much sloping when I saw this.
So is it that
That's great.
pretty sharp edge that we're looking in that picture, Joey? The
I'm sorry?
floodplain. The floodplain is along the edge? Is that the
Right
Philly?
right along the
You're talking
edge.
about, Mr. Granaro?
I gotta be honest with you, this is one of the properties that you can actually really see a defined edge of a
Yeah,
floodplain.
That's what you're talking about,
You
the fill
don't
is-
normally see this kind of. So,
The actual dimensions, I think the floodplain is like 19 or 20 feet, and that hill is actually a little farther than that. It's,
what's the elevation from the low part to the
Right,
top of the high
yeah.
part? Is that like a foot, 2 feet? Because it's
Yeah.
hard to
Yeah.
see without any kind of reference point. What would you say it's about?
I-
About a foot?
I would say about 2 feet.
yeah, it's about 2 feet,
2 feet, okay.
yeah.
It's a very flat lot.
And if you look at the
Okay.
overall lot, there's like 2 feet that from the lake, it comes up a little over 2 feet. There's a hill down to the lake. And then, believe it or not, there's like a peak because there's trees and the roots. And so then it dips down again and flattens out and then it goes up again. So we actually kind of have a little trough in the
Yeah.
yard.
Yeah, I saw the trot, that was cool, because
Yeah.
that gets the gully running off the house.
Yeah, we don't really get any runoff that goes into.
Yeah,
the
with
lake.
that
It goes
thing,
down.
yeah.
It goes into the ground, which may go into the lake. Right.
Do we have a spill kit?
There are 2 things missing from the plan. I brought the plan with me so that the Renatos can write them in. Number 1 was the stockpile, which I would assume that the materials for the wall would be stockpiled in the driveway.
Yeah,
And a spill kit, which is required if there's machinery on site.
okay.
So,
That's-
so we would just need them to add them onto the plan, initial and date it.
Yeah, I was also concerned about the stockpile of the soil that was being dug. Right, so the plan is that you're going to go in with an excavator, sort of dig out.
Yeah, he does a small bobcat,
Right,
probably. That's
so
what he is.
we just need to have a place and we need to sort of make sure that that gets secure as far as runoff.
Yeah,
So you're going to make a pile of dirt basically, and then we want to make sure we surround that so it doesn't run off.
so the dirt's actually, that he digs is actually just gonna be replaced back in the yard, right?
Yep.
So, because that's gonna build it up closer to the house. And then he might have to bring in some loom. So, that'll be,
Yeah, I know ultimately that's where it's going to go, but there's be a period where it'd probably be just a pile, I'm assuming.
maybe,
Maybe,
yeah, probably
okay.
a short, he's probably gonna dig it before he spreads it, yes.
Yeah. So I guess my other question I had when I looked at these plans is oftentimes we have a side profile and it really speaks to the construction of the wall and how it's made. And so I think that's something I would like to see. Primarily, the things I'm looking for, 2 things. One is, what is the base? So
Yeah.
what are you going to put at the base? Are you putting crushed stone, sand? Typical construction usually has something like that. It's good just for freeze thaw. So you want water to move away from the wall.
Yeah.
And
I think I have some of this, we're gonna have to add, but I have that, I didn't realize I had to put that in.
What's that called? The base of it, there's a word for it.
crushed stone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So typically it's crushed stone,
Well,
but it
yeah,
could
yeah.
also be sand.
Yeah, that's what I want, yeah, okay.
Yeah, crushed stone, and usually, Chris, they put a filter fabric
Yeah.
behind so
Yeah.
that nothing bleeds through.
That's what he did with the patio.
Okay, yeah.
And then the other thing that we're looking for is on top, we don't want to bring the top of the soil to the very top of the wall, because we don't want runoff coming.
No, there's.
So
there's
be a
gonna-
lip.
Yes,
Yeah, so that's all we're looking for in, that I would be looking for in the side profile.
so bottom, so base of wall construction, right?
Yeah.
Base of wall.
So how deep is that going to be? So you've got a 2-foot rise, and so I'm thinking you got 2 feet of digging. I don't know, you tell me, you just told me it was 2 feet rise, and you said a 4-foot wall in the,
The
Your
footing,
plans.
that's it. I was trying to, the footing.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna have to go down and put the footing in, because the back of the wall is gonna be where the current yard is.
right, so that's what I was getting to, like, I kind of want to see that in a side profile, just how much you're digging down.
Like a cross-section.
Right, exactly.
Right there.
Yeah.
But I'm hearing bulldozer, loom, changing the wall. Is this like NOI?
I couldn't understand what
I'm
you said.
just what I'm saying, hearing the bulldozer, the loom, the changing of the wall. This sounds like an NOI.
We don't have the wall yet. It's not
No, no.
changing.
That's not what you're saying.
That's all I'm saying.
It says right there, it's gonna be filled around the patio with gravel and use extended patio. They're gonna dig it out 3 by 15 area.
So we'll just have a condition that any stockpile of dirt just is going to need a straw wattle around it.
Yep.
And I also think that it's prudent to have a condition that before the erosion sediment controls go in, I'd like to see the wall staked out. And then that way we know the erosion controls are going in the right spot and we're not
Right.
moving towards the floodplain. That would be a good safety measure.
And
Yeah, if the stockpile of dirt, we wanna do what? I'm just taking some notes.
So, yep, so we're gonna wanna put a straw wattle around it,
Okay.
which is
Yeah.
that sock.
Yeah,
All
In
these,
case it
all these
rains.
things, all these things are gonna be written out for you in the conditions, so.
yeah.
Oh, so it doesn't have anything to, whether you approve it tonight or not?
Yes, it's
Well, it's conditional as to what the board wants.
That's the base, house and run, stockpile of dirt.
And then also, Chris, there needs to be a 3 to 6 inch lip on the finished grade
On the wall,
on the wall.
yes.
That's a standard
That's
for
part
us.
of it
It's,
too.
yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna do that, yeah. At least 3 to 6 inch,
yep,
3 to 6 inch. Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't put that in the plan. He's definitely putting a wall top on it.
Yep.
You know, standard wall.
block
And
construction.
also on the construction side, I know he's, I don't want to give you the incorrect information, but I know he's digging it down and he's going to put a base in there and then
Yeah,
put the blocks on. And I think he's using crushed stone like he did under the patio.
that's common, yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. Any other conditions, Joey? Doc?
But I just want to say there's not going to be a lot of digging. It's going to be literally, he's going to come in and he's going to chop into that hill with a little bobcat. He's going to put the soil in front. And like you said, if he doesn't even it out right away, then we'll put I'll make sure he puts the wattle around it.
Yeah,
And then-
well, the water's gonna run, the wattle and silt fence gonna run in front of it.
Right, between that and the lake.
Yes.
Yeah, and then a second one around the dirt pile.
And yeah, the dirt pile could probably be on the side and just
the
wattle
house.
around it, yep. I mean,
Now,
it's such a,
is that
it's-
what we'd rather do? Like, he'll do whatever we want, do we want him to take the dirt farther away? Like, dig it up, move it up next to the house so it's farther away, put the wattle there?
I don't think that's a criteria.
Okay, just
Yeah.
make sure if it stays, if it's.
Keep it with the arm of the device that he's using, so he's not tracking it further and
yeah,
taking
Okay.
more time I'm charging you more.
This is really such a small landscaping
It is.
project. I mean, you're not going to have a ton of additional material. So,
Anything else, folks?
So this is all going to be in the conditions? so
and the
we can
conditions,
approve it
yep, they'll
tonight?
submit so 3 to 6 inch lip for the finished grade, side profile to be submitted, stockpile to have ESCs around it, staked out, and before erosion controls go in, I'll check it. And then once the erosion controls are in, I'll check it again and then give you the green light
With spill kit.
and a spill kit.
Spill
Yep.
kit, yeah. Spill kit.
With those conditions, anybody else have any other questions or want to make a motion?
Sure. So we're making a motion to, actually, what's the motion?
It would be a negative determination.
A negative determination with the special conditions
As discussed.
as discussed. I apologize.
Oh, that's good.
Second.
First by Commissioner Shivers, second by Commissioner Taco. Roll call, Commissioner Taco,
Yes.
Commissioner Jewell,
Yes.
Commissioner Shivers.
Yes.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Sharon,
Yes.
Commissioner Foley,
Yes.
Commissioner Parents, yes.
Okay. All right. So before we let you go, Chris, I'm just going to have you draw in where those spill kit stockpile are going to go. So I would probably put, this would be your stockpile.
Yeah.
Your spill kit can go here, and then your, any stockpile, stockpile of materials here.
Yeah.
Here would be your stockpile of soil,
Yeah.
and then this would be your spill kit.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I just need you to initial and date next to each one.
I can snap a photo so you can put it on yours. Then you won't forget.
And I'm going to put paperwork together this week for you. I'll send it out to you before you begin. Like I said, just we'll need to see it staked out.
Sure.
Let me know when that's
Okay.
done, and
I
then,
know, I saw you use your hand.
I'll come out, I'll check it. We'll find out when the erosion control is going to go in.
Okay.
Not today, though. huh?
Okay.
Not today.
All right, folks.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Are we all set?
Yeah, you're all set. Thank you.
Thank you.
Time, everybody.
Have a great night.
All right, folks, we're going to move on to public hearings. We have 2 public hearings, but we're going to continue both of those to April 14th. So I need individual motions for 113 South Shore and Zero Gore
I'll
Road.
make a motion, 113 South Shore Road, inlet dredging retaining wall, continued to 4/14.
I'll second.
First by Commissioner Taco, second by Commissioner Anderson. Roll call, Commissioner Foley,
Yes.
Commissioner Jewell, Commissioner Taco,
Yes.
Commissioner Sharon,
Yes.
Commissioner Shivers.
Yes.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Parents, yes.
Make a motion for Zero Gore District Lots 1, 2, and 3, installation of 3 14-foot wide driveways, continued to 4/14 meeting.
Thank you. First by Commissioner Taco,
Second.
second by Commissioner Anderson. Roll call, Commissioner Foley,
Yes.
Commissioner Jewell, Commissioner Taco,
Yes.
Commissioner Sharon,
Yes.
Commissioner Shivers,
Yes.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Parents, yes. Excellent. Old business, there is none. Action items, we have the draft meeting minutes. Everybody have a chance to read those?
I read them, but I don't know if I'm going to be.
Any,
No changes here.
no changes? Discussion? Anybody want to make?
read them, but I wasn't at that meeting.
That's fine.
You can vote for them.
Yep.
Yep.
I make a motion to approve the draft meeting minutes.
First by Commissioner Anderson,
I second,
second by Commissioner
heard you.
Foley.
whoever I am.
Roll call. Commissioner Foley,
Yes.
Commissioner Jewell, Commissioner Taco,
Yes.
Commissioner Sharon,
Yes.
Commissioner Shivers,
Yes.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Parenti, yes. I was thinking about changing it to other boards, you know, they just do a roll call. I mean, they don't do a roll call, they literally just all in favor.
Voice.
Yeah.
Voice vote.
So much easier. I was thinking about changing that. Okay, so now we're on to staff report.
All right, so I did have a few things, but I'll probably have to move what I don't remember to the next meeting because
I'll help you remember.
I forgot my agenda downstairs. So first off, I did administrative approval for a small 4-foot fence on Kildare Road for a garden. So I took care of that. I did have a very nice productive meeting with Carol Sear, who works for the town. She writes a lot of grants for blight areas. She was instrumental in getting the Riverwalk done. We met with an engineer that's working with the town of Oxford. And Oxford has been very motivated in putting a rail trail through their entire community that goes from Webster over near IPG all the way up through the town of Oxford along the French River to Auburn. Auburn has been instrumental in starting to do the same thing, and they are starting on the Oxford line. So we had a conversation as to where Webster might be able to fit into that. So something could be coming down the pike, depending on funding and how many hands we can have to help out in sort of steering that initiative in the future. I was pretty excited about it. We were thinking of looking at if it was gonna start and there was funding and whatnot. A great area to start it would be down by Calvary Cemetery, where there's an old bridge and there's an old truss bridge, rail bridge that runs across the top. Yeah, it was originally part of the Grand Trunk and was never used. So they're thinking that could be a good starting point for Webster to get into the mix on what they're calling the French River Regional Rail Trail, which would be pretty cool. Eventually, the idea is to have it go from the Connecticut line and run all the way up to Blackstone Valley. So.
Great.
Yeah, it'd be really, really cool. I was very enlightened by it. So if anyone has additional questions or whatnot, or some details, definitely shoot me an email or stop by the office and talk to me. The other item was I forgot to bring up the plaque. I wanted to show all of you the plaque, so I will bring that to the next meeting to show you the plaque. What else am I forgetting? I think I had 2 other items on my list.
Nominations.
Oh, Earth Day. I wanted to remind everyone of Earth Day, 4/12. Is anyone able to help out? Because I'd like to be able to let Carol Marchand know. It's, I believe it starts at 8. I would need to see the hours. I can send an email to everyone with that information. It's also on the town's homepage, I believe. Let me check real quick.
So is it all day? Is it 8 to 4?
No, I believe it runs it usually runs till about 1, and then there's usually a pizza party here afterwards. I don't.
Yes, sign me
I
up.
don't know if that is going to be the same plan, but I can get the details to you folks.
We would meet here and then go out to the site.
Yeah, so what we've done in the past is we would, whoever's going to help out, we'll meet here as commissioners. We can get together, say Pam and Patty want to do the wetland that's down there, the area that they live in. If there's a wetland that's near you, Candace, Mike, if, you know, if you're participating in a wetland that's near your area, that's why I'd like to know who might be participating. That way we can kind of assign a sort of wetland area, because that's what we focused on before, which is good. You know, we're cleaning up our wetlands, but we're also participating in Earth Day, and being out in the community, which is a great thing. So, I'm sorry? Yeah, yep, I do it each year, so it's nice. It's rewarding. The time flies by, especially when you're paired up with someone. I mean, you're gabbing along. I usually like to give pamphlets to folks. I've got on the website the Living with Wetlands. So if you see somebody, introduce yourself, hand them a pamphlet. If they got any questions, anyone can contact the office. I can guide them through any questions that they may have. So it's a nice event. So,
Yeah, I gotta double check on one thing, but I should be good.
I'm sorry?
I said I have to double check. I have to double check, but I'll get back to you, but it should be good. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm in.
We've got 2 weeks?
Yep.
You know, but the sooner you let me know, the better. That way I can let Carol know, because she's gonna order pizza and all that stuff, so.
Really? I was hoping to pair up with you.
Sorry.
All right.
If, we're probably going to do the Kildare one, but
Okay.
we'd like, some of the pamphlets, to hand out.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
All right,
So,
okay,
I mean, I guess it's all the same one.
yeah.
Honestly, though, we
All right.
pick up as we go
And-
along. Our places,
Yeah.
we pick up. So,
I'm telling you, you're gonna find a lot of nip bottles.
yeah.
I was absolutely blown away at the amount of nip bottles that that I collected with a previous commissioner that I went out with. I could not get over it. They really, if they bring up the bottle bill again in Massachusetts, we're really going to be a force to allow people to recycle those things, because they are everywhere. And it's a little disturbing that people are doing nips and driving.
That's because a pack of 10 is more than a fifth and it's cheaper, which makes no sense with all the extra packaging, but $9.99 versus $17. So that's why everybody buys a sleeve of nips.
Yeah.
And you make a drink, 2 nips. If you see any
Mike's got a
Smirnoff whipped cream
calculator.
vodka, guilty. No, I don't throw my stuff. Strike that. Strike that.
Okay, folks, anything else, Joey?
That's it.
Anybody else have any announcements?
Bruce, I think it's, it was on the website platform, like I said, he gave a lot to the lake. Joey did a lot for that project. Like I said, some of the community stuff, which we've been doing for the last several years, but that is gonna be a lot of fun. Like I said, right now we have 3 speakers, Earl, mine, and Ernie's son. I might ask Paula for the boys, if we decided, and then we're gonna do an hour happy hour. at Mike Reed's.
What's the date and the time on that, Robin?
Pardon me?
The date and the time?
This Saturday, 10:30, maybe 11:15 to 11:30 at the beach, 11:30 to 12:30 at Mike Reed's, 12:30 at Sutton.
Excellent.
So it's-
Thank you, Robin.
All right, so that's 4, 5 at the beach.
What?
So that's on April 5th,
10:30.
10:30, yeah.
Like I said, very short and sweet, just
Yep.
to dedicate the rain, the beginning of the rain garden stuff
Okay.
that we started a few years ago.
Excellent. Anything else, folks? Nothing? Hearing none, anybody want to make a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn.
First by Commissioner Taco,
Second.
second by Commissioner Anderson. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Meeting is closed at 6:35.